Welcome everybody to the final race of the 2024 season. This is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and do we have fireworks in store? Can Max Verstappen make it 10 race wins out of what is a very difficult season driving that Red Bull? Let's have a look at the starting grid from qualifying session then, which sees Charles Leclerc second to Lando Norris, who gets the pole position at 121.771, a tenth of a second ahead. Max Verstappen then in third with Sainz in fourth. Oscar Piastri down into fifth position with Hamilton starting ahead of Russell for not very frequent occurrence. Alonso in eighth with Perez and Gasly making out the top 10. Ocon and Albon with Stroll and Magnussen. Yuki Tsunoda and Valtteri Bottas with Hülkenberg, Liam Lawson, Zhou Guanyu, my teammate Brendon Leigh, and of course Franco Colapinto starting at the back of the grid with another penalty. Seems to be a bit of a theme of the season, second half at least. Well, McLaren are pretty happy with this race result, with Lando Norris taking another win then for the season ahead of George Russell. Looks like Ferrari avoided the podium, unfortunately for the Tifosi, but Max Verstappen, it appears, in that third position. So that seems to be your podium for the end of the season. How likely is that to take place? Well, we will see when we get there, of course. But Lando Norris could really do with finishing this season on a high. It's been a bit of a rough patch in the last few weeks. Max Verstappen doesn't need any more confidence or self-belief to take him through the winter, but I feel like Lando Norris, and maybe to a lesser extent George Russell, could probably do with a little boost like this. So let me know what you think about this season finale, and what you'd like me to try and tackle next as well in the comments. Confirming your results then, that was Lando Norris taking a perfect score from the weekend and a Grand Slam with pole position, fastest lap and the race win at 123.792 was his fastest lap, finishing just under 5 seconds ahead of Verstappen and Russell, further 3.5 behind. Lewis Hamilton finishing fourth with Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Ocon and Gasly. Well, obviously we are expecting McGee in the seat, but if he could finish ahead of Pierre Gasly, that would be quite a way to enter the winter for McGee as well. We have got Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen in 11th and 12th with Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Albon, Bottas, Colapinto up to 17th with Zhou Guanyu down into 18th position. My teammate in 19th, Charles Leclerc, and Liam Lawson were DNFs, and that's how things looked for the end of the final race of the season. Let's have a look at our second half of the season standings. Well, Max Verstappen did secure that. He was only 1 point ahead going into this race in our universe anyway, but managed to finish plus 19 to Charles Leclerc. Lando Norris coming second in the second half of the season only. George Russell in fourth. Interesting to see Sainz and Piastri there as well, with Hamilton probably where he's going to finish the on-track version of this championship as well. The Ferrari, though, securing the Constructors' Championship in the second half of the season ahead of Red Bull. McLaren only in third place. I wonder if we might need a little performance tweak to make that happen. Mercedes-AMG in fourth, as you would expect. Aston Martin finishing fifth with Alpine ahead of Williams and Haas. VCarb down in ninth. Kick Sauber, no scoring this second half of the season, as I said, in our universe. And unfortunately, my team, the Fantasy Andretti, no scoring as well. Let's take a look then at the start of the race and take you through how that is going to take place. So we've got 5 lights on, and it's drop the clutch and go, go, go. You can already see Hamilton moving to the middle of the track. You can see Norris taking the inside line, but Verstappen starting incredibly well to get ahead of Charles Leclerc and actually going to challenge Lando Norris through the switchback and gets into the lead of the race. Lando Norris trying to hold on what is a very tricky understeery corner. He's got the inside line going into the very first hairpin, and for once, managing to claim the inside line against Max Verstappen into that run, which I have heard people suggest could be called the Verstappen corner from now on, as it is where he secured his first World Championship. Leclerc looking challenging, Max turning defence into attack potentially, but Lando placing the car beautifully, and Charles Leclerc getting ahead of everybody into the first major chicane. What an eventful first lap, and that would be absolute barnstorming if we can see something like that taking place. Let's hope so. Anyway, for the first part of our race, Hamilton up to 4th, Russell rescuing the podium from 8th place after the first half a lap in the result of the race. That's going to be quite spectacular, but a really topsy-turvy start, and Leclerc coming out on top but ending up with a DNF overall. We'll have a look at that detail in the standings in a second if we still can, but yeah, fantastic start to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Hard, medium. We've got a 2-stop race potentially. Medium, hard. A different direction, but it looks like it's the hard, medium that was the way to go. Charles Leclerc managed to take 2 pit stops and ending up DNF right at the end of the race. So an interesting set of circumstances, but ultimately Lando Norris finishing on top.